Hello, everyone. I'm Henson. I'll be hosting the webinar, and thank you so much for joining the webinar. Do you guys hear my voice well? I thought it's okay there, right? Yes, today we will mainly talk about our new features and some of our modules on automations. So if you haven't had any SleekFlow account yet, you can just sign up here with our forms, and then you'll get a testing WhatsApp account to see how it looks like. Today's rundown actually breaks down into 5 parts. First of all, we'll update with our users with some of our latest features, and then we'll talk about how automation work and how it can help you to, for example, send off business hours reply, send reminders, or even schedule promotions to your customers. And we'll break down into different scenarios that you can use and provide some templates that you guys would like to use directly for automations. And at the end, I think most of you guys will be interested in the chatbots functions that help you segment leads into different lists. So I guess this would be a very useful function for you as well. So going forward, I will first introduce some of our latest features that you might be aware of. First of all, we have added quick replies into our SleekFlow inbox functions. If you go to inbox under the text box below, you can actually type / for a fast shortcut that you can see different quick replies here. And you can also click on the labels here to see different quick replies, and you can search for it for the names. You can edit and add quick replies up to 50 of them. Quick reply has been a very widely requested feature. So we have added the quick reply functions in our phone app and the web app as well. So feel free to test it. And if you have any questions, just contact us on WhatsApp as usual. Second features that we've added is labels. Labels is the features that help you segment different customers in different conversations. For example, you talk to a customers and there are VIP customers, or they have a problem that it's solving right now by the customer support. You just want to put a labels for them, for your agents to better segment which customers are they, and then know which class of them are being to. So labels is incredibly useful when you have to segment different customers, and also used for automations and broadcast laters. It can be found in inbox. Just go to the right column and scroll down. You can add labels to different customers, and you can also manage to add or delete labels at any time. So labels is a very useful new features that we have recently added. The third features that we have added is unread, bookmark, and snooze. If everyone is using WhatsApp, I think these functions should be quite familiar to all of you guys. So if you hover to inbox conversations, you can just go on and click on that arrow, and it will appear a drop down. You can add a bookmark into it. Bookmark essentially means you can place the whole conversation on the top of your list, so you won't miss the conversations and messages from that particular context. And also you can mark conversation as in read by clicking this mark as in read button. So it will appear with a blue button here, a blue icon here, so you will know which conversations are in read. And also on the mobile app, you can also do the same by swiping left. So the third thing is the snoozing functions. Snoozing functions may not be a familiar functions for all of you guys. Snoozing essentially means, apart from opening a conversation and closing a conversations, you can set a reminder for yourself to receive notifications. For example, you talk to a client called Philip, and you want to remind yourself to send him a message, let's say in 1 week. So you can set a date and a time 1 week later, and at that time, there will be a notification prompting out on your phone and on desktop as well, telling you to send a message to Philip. So as a reminder features for you to send message to different people. For people who have just opened a SleekFlow account, you can just go into it and then test all these functions with your own conversations. So you can see how unread, bookmark, and snooze work, as well as the labels and quick reply functions. So this is a simple update for our inbox functions, but features that are widely requested. Next up, we will talk about automations. Automations is a feature that most people have to use but don't know how to use. They would like to learn how automations actually work. If you see the QR code here, is actually a help center article that you can guide yourself into. If you go to docs.sleekflow.io, you can also see our help articles. So automations is composed of different conditions, actions, and scenarios. Conditions mean that, for example, what time does the customer talk to you? And for example, what country are they from, or what keywords are mentioned and their conversations. And actions are the things that you do to send out messages to your customers, for example, auto-replies, or to add them or remove them from a list, or even update a certain contact fields. So all automations are composed of conditions and actions. Scenarios that we'll talk about later is what trigger the automations. For example, when there is a conversation message from a new customers, or for example, it's about that day, the time of the day at 11 a.m. We want to send reminders to everyone. Then that is a scenario. So a composed of conditions, actions, and scenarios. And if you go to your automations tab, you can see that there is different ordered here. So you can drag different automations to different order as well. The higher order automations always go first, and it goes through to the next one. If the first one is executed, the next one will not be executed again. So the order actually matters. And we also give you a choice to toggle it live or draft. And if you toggle it live, it's actually going to publish, but if you're going to draft, you can just save it for your team to review. So it's a very useful and handy functions. And if you have never touched automations before, there should be a default rules that in your automations. Default rules means that all conversation will be assigned to the account owner. So if you are the one who opened the account, or if you just created accounts, all conversations will be assigned to you. But you can change that. You can change the assignment rule to assign to just you, or you can assign to your teammates accordingly. For example, the first one to me, the second one to my staff A, and the third one to staff B, and as a round table. So if you look at conditions and open the automation step, select any rules, you can see that there are different conditions. For example, the channel they talk to you. For example, it can be WhatsApp or Facebook or WeChat or online, whatever. And it can be the last contact time from you. This is incredibly useful for last contact time because you want to know how long have you not touched base with the customers. If the customers haven't talked to you for 3 days and you haven't replied them for 3 days, then when they send a new message, you want to send an auto reply. So this is how last contact from you is useful. And also we have last contact from customers. So that means what time does the customer contact you? For example, the customers contact you at 11 p.m. at night. You want to set the off hours business reply saying we are currently off. Please send a message tomorrow morning and we'll reply you as soon as possible. So last contact from customers is useful for setting these kind of replies. And for contact owners, it means that for your staff, contact owner is the staff as well. So if you are the if contact owner is unknown, it means that there is new conversations. And you can also set different keywords. And then we also have away and active features. Away means that if your staff is offline away, there won't be new conversation assigned to them. And you can, if there is a message that's directed to your staff, you can also reassign to different other people. So we have a bunch of different conditions and a bunch of different actions that you can do to actually set different automations. For example, if contact owner is unknown, there's a new conversation, you want to send a message saying, hello, welcome to SleekFlow. How can we help you today? This is some common type of automations. So as a reminders again, all new customers in SleekFlows are having contact owner is unknown. So if you go to automations and set contact owner is unknown, it means that it's a new customers. For all this information, I will share the deck with all of you guys. So later on, if you want to set automations by yourself, you can refer to this deck or actually go to SleekFlow's Help Center to look at the automation articles. And going forward, we have different scenarios and automations. So when there is a new incoming messages, that means when customer message you. These automation will be triggered when customers send a new message to you. No matter it's a new customers or an existing customer, these automation rule will be triggered. And also we have other scenarios such as adding a new contact. So if you integrate with a Facebook lead ad, and when there is someone signing up with your Facebook lead ad form, that is a new contact who haven't sent you a message. Then you can set an automation to classify them into different lists and send them on WhatsApp messages. You can also update a contact field based on other changes. For example, if someone has loyalty points of 500 or more, you can update them to a new membership tier. For example, about 500 points, update them to a gold tier. You can also schedule different actions. For example, you can schedule a message to be sent every Monday morning saying that these are the updates, these are the newest posts that we have, or you can schedule birthday messages at the first of each month. So this is very useful for a company that have to send a lot of scheduled messages every month or every week. So to talk in deep, incoming messages, how does incoming messages scenario actually work and what you can do with it? So for example, when you have a new customer talks to you and you have a team of 10 people and you want to assign the conversations to different people by the words that they say or by the time that they contact you, so you can set the conditions choosing incoming messages as a scenario. So you can say, oh, this guy is from country, it's from Hong Kong, so it started with 852 phone number, and they contact you at this time, and the keywords contain pricing. Then you can assign it to different people or by queue, or you can send a message, say, oh, our pricing plan starts at this, and you can look at their website for more details. So you have different actions to set to different people. So when there are new customers and they want to send you a message to inquire, you can set an auto reply. So this is a very useful features. You can look at the help articles by looking at the templates here, scanning the QR code. This one is template number 3. So if you just click on template number 3, you can set this auto reply. And you can also set for existing customers. If they haven't talked to you for 3 or 5 days or a week, then you can send them a messages saying that, oh, thank you for coming back. These can be set on template 2. You can also run a broadcast campaigns. So if you want to broadcast campaigns and then ask them, we have certain promotions, would you like to know more? And if customers reply, then you send them the actual promotional offers. So this avoids the first paragraph of the broadcast message being too long. So the customer can just read a line of sentence, and if they're interested, they reply, and then you will send an auto reply based on what they reply. So if you want to set these kind of automation, please look at template 5 as well. Please don't forget to scan this QR code to look at the help articles on that as well. Another integration that could be useful for all of you guys is a Facebook lead ad. Facebook lead ad is basically, if you run lead ad form before, which is an ad form that asks you to fill in different details and get contact details. So if you run Facebook lead ad form, most of the time you have to export it from an Excel sheet, and you might have to broadcast it later on or contact them on WhatsApp one by one, which is kind of annoying. So we build an integration for Facebook lead ad. So if you just connect to Facebook lead ad, you can specify if they click on your ads, you just assign it to a staff and send them a message. Let's say, oh, we saw that you clicked on the Facebook lead ad. How can we help you? Is there anything that or services that you might be interested in? So it is a way for you to get all the leads into your SleekFlow CRM and also send them proactive messages. You can also classify them into different lists, so you know these guys come from Facebook. These guys come from WhatsApp inbounds. So for you to better understand which lead source are they coming from. You can also send different booking reminders. I think this would be incredibly useful for companies like a spa center, or for example, like a beauty firm or classes. So if you have a lot of bookings, then you might want to send automation reminders to everyone. So what it does is when customer books a date, you just insert the data into a column, say appointment date, and then you choose the date and time that they choose. And you can set an automation that reminders will be sent 15 minutes before, or 1 hour before, or 1 day before. So you can set this kind of automation, and all messages will be sent as a reminder to them. So if you don't know how to set all these automations, look at our templates. And if you have any questions, just talk to our customer support and we will help you set the automations as well. So booking reminders is one of the most frequently used features as well. So if you go on to look at Chatbot, most of you guys who contact us before may have seen this Chatbot. So I will show you a video showing how Chatbots and SleekFlow works. So you can see that on these chatbot flow, it helps you get essential information from the customers. So for example, a new customer WhatsApp you want to know which plan are they looking at, what day do they want to make a booking, or what industry they're coming from. A very common use case would be if you are an HR recruitment firm and there is someone who messaged you, you want to ask if they're an employee or are they a company. Then you can also ask what industry are they looking at, and you can send them basic questions to ask before actually connecting it to your staff. And all this information, for example, as a candidate, you're interviewing for the marketing industry, then you can also get all these data into your CRM. And later on, when you have new open positions for that candidate, you can run a campaign to all of these guys. So it's useful for segmenting different customers, knowing what customers basically want before assigning to the right stuff. So if you want to set these kind of chatbots, you can actually go to our guide here by scanning the QR code. The chatbot make use of different conditions and actions that I just mentioned. So for different conditions, it refers to content owner is a no. It means that there's a new customers. And for keywords, depends on what choice they choose, 1, 2, 3, or what keyword they entered, pricing, these kind of services, etc. And you can classify them into different lists based on different flows they're in. So this will be incredibly useful for companies like ourselves or like HR company or retail company or e-commerce to actually segment different customers as well. So all these automations can be built all by yourself flexibly on the SleekFlow platform. So if you have more integrations or automations that you want to build, we actually offer more native API integration as well. And we're actually launching more automation features on Zapier next week as well. So if your company actually use Zapier, the automation platform, you can connect our platform to Google Form, Typeform, HubSpot, these kind of platform to actually automate your customer journey. So to better illustrate automation, I would like to show you guys how automations can be set with real time. So I think everyone can see my screens now. These are all the automation rules that our company have set. As I have said, these you can actually drag and drop different rules and all the actually methods. The highest automation that is live will be executed first. So for example, this one will be executed first. But if that one doesn't get executed, it will go and check the next one and the next one and the next one. So the first one actually get executed. And if you don't want that to happen, you have to put it on the highest order for the one that you want to be executed. So you can also see the status live or draft at different status. So if you look at certain automation rules, for example, this one, if you go and look at it, we actually set different automations. For example, if there is a new customer and if they're coming from Hong Kong and they talk to us on these kind of channels, and they are not in other lists that we have put them on in other flow, then we'll ask them, okay, welcome. Thank you for inquiring about SleekFlows. What industry are you in? And we can classify this customer into our first flow, and we can classify to people that actually started conversations with us on WhatsApp. So what it does is that we know that how many people and who start conversation by contacting us directly on WhatsApp. And secondly, we can know which industry do they come from. And we also can only send Chinese to people from Hong Kong. If they're not from Hong Kong, we will not send in Chinese and instead send English. And after they click each of these choices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will go to another flow. And another flow has to contain an SF bot 1. So if they are in SF bot 1 list and they answer 3, then it will go to another flow. So this is how automation basically works. So if you have any questions setting all these automations, feel free to talk with us. And as I said, there are different scenarios as well, and there are different templates you can choose from. So look at the templates and see which one works for you, and just click on the template to start with. Or if you have a brand new ideas that you want to try, you can also look at, click on each of them and then set automation rules yourself. So if you want to look at more of our features regarding some newer features, we actually launched different kind of features, as I mentioned. For people who come in late, we also launched features such as Bookmark. bookmark is this little icon that puts conversations on the top. So if you talk to customers and you want to pin them on the top, then you want to add bookmark into them. So if you add a bookmark into them, they will be placed on top. And if you mark customers as unread, they will always be shown as unread. And if you click on it, it will dismiss the unread. So bookmark and unread is very useful for you to manage different customers. And also, for example, if you want to look at different labels and different things, these kind of labels are added to better segment different customers. So for example, if you want to segment this customer as an enterprise customer and we're having development with them, then you can just go into here, add labels, and choose the labels that work right for you. Or if you don't find a useful label, you can actually create a new one. Let's say VIP, then I create a new one. Then it will be added to that customer. And you can also use that labels for different customers. So labels is incredibly useful, as you can also do a filter on the labels as well. And also you can go to different contact page, campaign page, and use that labels to send different marketing messages to different people and classify them into different lists. So I would go back to our PowerPoints. So this is pretty much how the automation works. And if you have questions, just look at the templates and talk to our customer support. And we will go on to the Q&A sessions. And actually, one more thing, if for customers who haven't applied for a WhatsApp official business API yet, we're actually a official WhatsApp business partners. So you can actually scan the QR code and fill in the form there. We'll apply it for you for free, as long as you start the subscriptions on SleekFlow. So if you want to contact us on customer support, just scan the WhatsApp QR code. And if you want to register for a WhatsApp official business API, so you can scan that QR code as well. If you want to learn more about how official business API works, it is the official way to add WhatsApp into different platforms for you to use. And multi-agent access, and also with different broadcast capability. But it has an essential difference from other WhatsApp business app or WhatsApp app that you use. It is that you don't use a WhatsApp app anymore. You will be using SleekFlow app for all your communications. And you will also have to get a new number that has not been associated with WhatsApp before. And they charge us a small amount of fee, around 5 cents Hong Kong dollars for every messages that you send to our new customers. And if you want to know more how does it work, you can just scan that QR code to talk to our customer support. And it's free to just apply for a WhatsApp business account. And let me know if you have any questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to just type on the chat and I will answer you on that. And if you have some more private questions on how to set up certain automations, you can just send us a WhatsApp messages to our company number, and then we will also answer your questions. So feel free to type on the chat and let me know if you have any questions. So got a question about Zapier integrations. So for Zapier integrations, we're currently in the closed beta because Zapier requires company to actually share their Zapier integrations with different customers first. So we will share Zapier integration with you, and you can test all the Zapier functionality. And if we have more customers that use Zapier, we'll publish it. But all the condition, triggers, and actions are already live. So if you want to use our Zapier condition integration right now, talk to our support. We'll provide you the way, we'll share with you the link on Zapier, and then you can add that Zapier workflow into your current workflows, and then you can start using it. So expect around 1 to 2 weeks time before actually using the Zapier integrations. Thank you. So if any more questions, just type on the chat or scan the QR code and WhatsApp us. Okay, so we've got questions around the campaign features. So for sending bulk messages, it's like WhatsApp group. So a simple answer is no. Our campaign features, if you're using an official WhatsApp API, it sends messages one by one. So you created a list of people, let's say 50 people, and then you send a campaign to these 50 people. That messages will be sent one by one to different people. So a customer will not be added into a group. They will just talk to a company one by one. So it's one by one, so people can't see each other. Yes, that's right. So it's a more a natural conversation. If you have used tools before that it's added in the group, that is actually not a recommended way because it could be easily banned by WhatsApp by spamming messages. So if you want to know more about how campaign works in WhatsApp official API or in a third-party API, just talk to our customer support. We'll let you know more about that. We will also share with you some other blogs regarding WhatsApp official API. So I will type in the chats for you guys to learn more about how WhatsApp official API works. Okay, so we have questions about learning more about Facebook ad integrations. So right now we have a Facebook lead ad integrations. To explain further, Facebook lead ad is different from Facebook ad. Facebook lead ad is when you scroll Facebook, you see an ad and you click on it, it asks you to fill in your name, your phone number, or even your email. And then they say, we'll contact you later. So with that said, you can actually get that Facebook filled details into your SleekFlow. So for example, customers see your ad, they fill their information with their phone number. You can trigger a WhatsApp message immediately to them and then assign to a staff to follow up immediately. So most of the time people get a lot of leads, but then they forgot to touch base with the leads or they don't touch base at the prompt time. So a Facebook lead ad integration allows you to one, store all leads that click on your Facebook ads. And second, it also allows you to send messages to them. And third, it allows you to segment them into different lists. So it's a very useful integrations. And if you have used Zapier as well, you can actually connect to more other forms of apps. For example, Google Forms, Google Sheets, and these kind of things for more natural integrations with more other apps. So we also got a questions on integrations with Wix, Shopline, Shopify, this kind of page. So for we actually have first we have an integration of widgets into our website. So I will just show you quickly about how that integration works. So for if you are e-commerce stores and if you run on Wix or Shopify or different kind of messaging platform, different kind of e-commerce platforms, you can actually insert a widget like this. So this widget allows you to talk on them on live chat or even just start conversation on, let's say, Facebook, WhatsApp, or whatever. So these widgets can be added simply by using a line of code. So if you go to our guide page and then just scroll down to, for example, Shopify and Wix, you can see the guide of how to add them into different e-commerce platform. But that only limits to adding a chat. But after that, we're also launching a Shopify integrations. What our Shopify integrations will actually do is we will be able to send different notifications of a delivery or in product updates to the customers. So if you are using Shopify, we'll provide a native integration starting from October. So you'll be able to send all notifications and delivery updates to your users as well. And it will also synchronize all your contacts on Shopify. So for example, you want to get all customers from your Shopify accounts and you want to send a promotional messages on WhatsApp to them, you can just click on that on SleekFlow and send all promotional messages to your customers on WhatsApp. So I have the questions about sending campaigns and unsubscription issues as well. So if you send campaign messages to them, in terms of official WhatsApp API, in the official perspective, you have to register that templates with WhatsApp first. So for example, if you're going to send the messages saying that you have opened a new stores in Causeway Bay, you have to register that particular template with WhatsApp. And WhatsApp will approve it in around 1 hour. And if that is approved, you can send to as many people as you want. And you can also provide a link or a command for unsubscribe. So if people type unsubscribe, you remove them from the subscriber list. So in SleekFlow, there's a function called subscriber list. And if people reply, you can set an automation. If people reply unsubscribe, then remove them from the subscriber list. So you can actually set different subscription or unsubscribe in the whole message to allow people to unsubscribe. But normally, we don't usually use that because we think that WhatsApp is a way to send message personally. We don't expect people to send a long paragraph and pictures oriented promotional messages. So I expect you to send messages like, hi, Crystal, we saw that you had visited our page a number of times and we want to touch base with you. What kind of products are you looking at? So these kind of short personalized message is actually better compared to a long paragraph. So if you are sending like a personal message, we usually don't add a unsubscription options. And for legal issues and WhatsApp official account, it requires people to opt in to talk to you. So it requires you to talk to that person beforehand. So it's a customer that you talked before sending them messages. Or if they go to your store, buy something, and then sign up to receive your updates on WhatsApp. So also got a question if we got integration with WooCommerce. So WooCommerce is basically similar to WordPress, and yes, so you can actually look at our WordPress guide as well. So if you look at our guide, you can just see how you can add it to WordPress. It's just very simple to be integrated the whole widget into it, just adding a line of code. As for native integrations, you can also find it using Zapier as well, or we will also promote and feature. We'll also craft more automation features with WooCommerce and WordPress. So if you have actually specific needs in integrating with different platforms, feel free to talk to us and we will see what's the best way to work around. Okay, so people ask about how do we deal with people who first receive our welcome message and click block on WhatsApp. So one thing is, if you talk to a new customers, they will receive options to block your account or report and block your account. So if you want to avoid people blocking you, we advise you to only send broadcast messages to people who have talked to you before on WhatsApp or asked questions before on WhatsApp. So they won't have that report and block options. Second thing is, we recommend that you don't send promotional spamming messages to people. Try to make the message personalized by adding first name, last name, or like how do you call them? Because in our platform in SleekFlow, if you look at our campaign features that we show in a bit, if you see our campaign features here, you can actually see that we can actually tailor our messages with their first name or even with any kind of variables that we want to add. So if you add variables into the messages, it will sound more personal and the customers won't block you if you have talked to them before. So WhatsApp has a rule that if you send a broadcast campaign messages to too many people at once, or and more than 10% of people who block you, you essentially get suspended temporarily for WhatsApp account. But if you are registering for a WhatsApp official account, if you register your official account with the template messages, it won't get blocked by WhatsApp because promotional messages won't be approved at all by WhatsApp. So you can play around with the WhatsApp official account platform by first applying for a WhatsApp official account with us. And later on, you can see what messages can be sent and what cannot. And for messages that can be sent, approved by WhatsApp, you will less likely be blocked and suspended by WhatsApp. So I have sent a link here that you can just fill in your details and apply for WhatsApp official account. So if you fill in that form and then you open a SleekFlow account as well, a free account, then we'll proceed with your WhatsApp official account application. You take around 1 to 2 weeks. So if you have any questions about WhatsApp official account and about how to apply one, talk to us. And we'll also host a future webinar specifically on how WhatsApp Business API can help you. And we'll talk more about the inbox part as well and how customer support work on WhatsApp if is something that you guys are interested in. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to WhatsApp our team directly just on WhatsApp. So basically, you can just send us any messages on WhatsApp, and our customer support and sales teams will be here to talk to you. So just take a pen down to note down this number as well, or just send a WhatsApp, and you can get in touch with our team very soon. So thank you very much for all of your time, and this comes to the end of our webinar. We will actually post all the deck and our recording on website and send it later to all of you guys to share with your teammates. And just to answer one last question, is there a free trial? Yes, you can just go on to create a free account and then you can try to test how it works. So just go to this link and scan the QR code to sign up for a free account. And you can test the WhatsApp feature first. Later on, if you feel like adding your own WhatsApp channel or your own Facebook channel, etc., talk to our teams and we'll help you to onboard as well. So thank you very much.